Hi everyone, Stepan here. Just got paired for another training game, playing Spenolan 2380. Okay, I'm very happy to play higher rated opponents. Let me just see if everything's okay with the video. Should be. Let's go knight f6, see what he does. Yeah, my goal is to get over 2400 on leeches, but doing that while recording and talking is going to be tough, so I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to play training games regularly and try to get over 2400. That's going to be my goal for this summer. Beating this guy would be a great start. I think my peak rating for these games when I'm recording was 2340, although I could be mistaken. He says, long time fan, honored to play you, good luck. Oh, okay. Thank you. Good luck. Okay. Playing the Quiet Slav. So now I can get away with bishop f5. The Quiet Slav is a variation I enjoy playing a lot because queen b3 doesn't work. And queen b3 doesn't work because there's simply queen c7. So what I was saying is, instead of knight c3, if he goes cd, cd, queen b3, then queen c7 attacks the bishop on c1. And he has to, okay, usually people play knight h4. So now I can play h6. Now I played bishop f5 without any downsides. Usually when they go knight h4, you lose the bishop pair. But this way, you don't. So now this is basically a London system in reverse with h6 inserted. And I'm probably gonna have to go bishop e7 instead of bishop d6, although that's not entirely clear because the only reason to play bishop e7 is if e4 is scary, and I don't think e4 is scary here. So bishop d6, queen c2 cannot be played. If he plays bishop d3 takes, queen takes, castles e4 takes, knight takes, queen takes, knight f6, queen h4. Okay, I still think bishop d6 because on bishop d3 I can also go knight e4. I don't have to trade. So bishop d3, knight e4. Okay, let's castle now. Bishop d3, knight e4 takes, pawn takes. Should be good for me with pressure on h2. Okay. I don't know if that was necessary. Why did he do that? I don't understand h3. But okay, I'll just play knight e4 because that's the most active. If he takes now, I'm gonna take with the bishop because there's no immediate pressure on h2. Maybe h3 was designed against knight e4, but okay, giving away the b4 square. So now if I go a5 and he goes c5, I go bishop c7, I have an easy e5 break. I think I want to blockade this b pawn. And I may even consider routing my knight from b8 to a6 and then to b4. Okay, so a5, c5, bishop c7. Okay, I'm playing a5. I don't see why not. Ah, he wants to play bishop a3. So he would have to play, so a5, knight e4, bishop e4, bishop a3. Can I just go queen e7? Queen e7, c5, bishop c7, b4, e5, d5, knight e5, knight e5, bishop e5. I want to prevent bishop a3. I think strategically that's important. Okay, I'm playing queen e7. It may seem strange, but I definitely don't want to allow knight e4, bishop e4, bishop a3, because this is his bad bishop. And I have no bad bishops. This bishop is excellent, so I don't want to trade him. If he goes c5, then this bishop is even worse. And after bishop c7, I'll have e5 without my center collapsing. I don't have bishop a3 because he takes with the bishop, and the knight c3, bishop e7, knight d1, bishop f8, and I'm losing. Now I do want to go a5, now that this has been prevented. This makes sense, but I wonder if I can get away with queen h4. Queen h4, knight de4, d4, and then my idea is to bring the knight over. I mean, I could just go knight df6 now, because on f3 I have knight g3. I don't see how he defends against knight g3. So either queen h4 or knight df6. If I go knight df6, then knight takes, knight takes, knight takes, bishop f3. Seems equal. If queen h4, knight takes, d takes, he may have bishop g4 as well. The idea behind queen h4 is to sack on h3, but let's say queen h4, knight d4, d4. He doesn't have f3. He has bishop a3. That's annoying. Okay, so not that. Bishop a3 put me off playing that. Let's keep control of the a3 f8 diagonal. I'm also below on the clock. Makes sense. I don't really know how to continue here. I don't know if there's a point to playing a5. I don't know if I should allow my d-pawn to end up on e4. I don't think I have a strong enough attack. So if I go rook fd8, knight takes, knight takes, knight takes, pawn takes, the bishop moves somewhere, and then e5 or c5 seems strong. So yeah, I'm not gonna trade. I'm gonna play rook fd8 to line up my rook against his queen. I think I will trade both knights and then take with the d-pawn in the end. The idea behind rook fd8 is just to, once I play d4, I'm lined up against the queen. And also, in many variations, if I move my queen, bishop a3, it doesn't attack an undefended bishop on d6, nor does it skewer the bishop and rook, forcing a trade. I also may have ideas of bishop b8 and queen c7, forcing g3. That's actually fairly interesting because h3 is undefended. Okay, smart. I was gonna go a5. But now I can go rook c8, a6, b6, c5, and that helps me with my idea of playing bishop b8 and queen c7. If I can line up my bishop and queen, then it's pretty hard for him to defend, especially if any capture happens on e4. I'm down a minute and a half. I mean, a5 didn't really do much because I can always play b6. And then I'm ready to go bishop b8, queen c7. And I also have c5. And if he takes on d5 now, I think I play cd or throw in knight c3 first. I actually throw in knight c3 first. The reason I played rook ac8 is so that bishop b8 doesn't block in my rook. Okay, now knight takes, pawn takes. Bishop somewhere, bishop b8. Or even pawn takes. Forcing bishop e2 or bishop h5. Do I want to leave him with the knight? Not really, because then he has rook e1, knight f1. So I'm gonna take with the knight. And then with the pawn. I'm still playing against his dark squared bishop. And tactically, I want to get to h2. The reason I wanted to trade the knight is so that he doesn't have something like f4, ef3, knight f3. Okay, now bishop b8. Let's just continue and see what he does. All I want to do is queen c7 or queen d6 and checkmate. Maybe he should take on e4 with the bishop, but then I can switch plans. Then I don't have to go queen c7. I finally caught up on the clock. I'm ahead on the clock. Ah. Yeah, he takes with the bishop. Okay, I definitely take with the pawn. I'm not giving away my bishop pair now. Now he has f4 as a defense. Because ef3, knight f3. Can I go g5? He also has g3, now that the rook isn't hanging. Okay, so queen c7, f4, ef3, knight f3 is forced. Then I could go bishop e4, setting up a blockade. Queen c7, f4, ef3, knight f3, bishop e4, threatening bishop e4. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going for it. Oh, stupid idiot. That's why I wanted to trade both knights. Ah. Okay, not the end of the world. c5 is a very natural pawn break that I would like to play. c5, dc, queen c, bishop a3. Okay, queen c7 was actually a pretty bad move, because I don't have c5 now. Okay, I could put my queen on e5. I still feel I have to do this. I may even consider taking with the b pawn, restricting his bishop once again. Do I take with the b pawn to make sure he doesn't have the d4 square? That could be a good idea. Yeah, I'm taking with the b pawn. Why would I allow rook d4 or bishop d4? He doesn't have b4. Okay, now he does. Interesting. Can I not go rook d3? Rook d3, rook takes, pawn takes. Let's say queen d2. Yeah, I'm playing rook d3. I'm not giving up the file that easily. Because queen b6 will be a double attack. Yeah, I don't think he should take on d3. But the problem with not taking is that I have queen d6 or d7 or d8. Probably d6 to keep tying down the knight. Okay. So what's wrong with queen d6? I don't know. So I'm gonna go queen d6. I think I take with the pawn. And then take the pawn on a6. I mean, why not? Can I just take the pawn on a6? Why not? I'll just take it. It's a pawn. I don't really want to go e5. So I'm going to go f6. Okay, bishop pair and the pawn. Seems good. He can set up a blockade and push e4, so it's by no means over. He plays knight d2. I go queen d6. Ah, and then knight f3, I have bishop e4. So maybe he cannot set up a blockade. Best pawn on d3 though. That's gotta mean something. And it's on a light square. So it's not gonna be easy for him to win that pawn. Unless I blunder e4 somehow. Although I don't see how. If he plays queen e1, what do I do? Maybe queen e1 forces e4. Unless I have queen a2. I don't think I have queen a2. Queen e1, queen a2, e4, takes. Now maybe he can just take on b3. Oh no, but then he plays fe6. Or even queen e6. Okay. That gives away all the light squares. I don't think this is a good idea. He wants to go knight d2. So if I go queen c6, knight d2, bishop e4. What does he do? Knight e4, queen e4 seems good to me. Maybe I don't have to play bishop e4. Maybe I can just keep a blockade going. Okay, I'm definitely playing queen c6 because I want double control over e4. He just gave away the light squares, so okay. Now bishop e4 is tempting, but I don't have to play it. I can play h5, h4. I'm playing h5. I want to prevent g4. He wants to go b4. Okay, that's fine with me. Oh, I didn't see that I'm losing the pawn. Yeah, I didn't see that I'm losing the a7 pawn. But I guess I can give that pawn away. Okay, I have to play bishop d6 because queen d8 is hanging anyway, so... Okay, bishop e4. Knight e4, queen e4, bishop c5, d2. Seems winning. Bishop e4, knight e4, queen e4. What else can he do? He could take on c5 first. Maybe. I'm still going bishop e4. I don't see another move, so let's do it. I want to get rid of this knight. And I want to take on g2 and mate him on g2. I don't think he can win the pawn on c5. After knight e4, queen e4, bishop c5 loses to d2. Has to lose. Because his only move is queen a1. And then I play bishop takes c5. He should not have given away the light squares with f4. Yeah, now I'm just threatening d2. What does he do? I'm threatening queen e3 and d2. This is losing. This has to be losing. This is game over. Unless he has bishop c1. But he doesn't, because I have bishop f4. Bishop f4, e4. Queen e1 checkmate. Or not checkmate, but I pick up the bishop. I still think this is losing. I don't see... Bishop c1 may be the only move. Yeah. Okay, bishop f4. ef4. Queen e1, king h2, queen c1, queen a8 check, king h7, queen e4 check, picks up the d3 pawn, unfortunately. Unless I can go to f7 when he checks me. But I don't think I can. So bishop f4, ef4, queen e1, king h2. Wait, can I just go e5 first? Maybe I can just get away with e5. e5 takes, queen takes. Okay. Because I don't think bishop f4 works. Bishop f4, e4, queen e1, king h2, queen c1, queen a8, king h7, queen e4 picks up the pawn on d3, and king f7 runs into queen b7 with a perpetual check. And if I go e5, he probably goes f5. And then my bishop's blocked. So maybe I should go f5 to patch up the light squares. Now I want to go e5. Or g5. Okay, so now this forces bishop f4, I guess. Yeah, okay, now it's going to be a draw. Yeah. Bishop f4 didn't work on the last move, I'm pretty sure. I think he has to take this. Wow, he doesn't want to draw. Okay. Okay. But I have e5, f4. I also have bishop e1 followed by d2. Very complicated position now. It's always a perpetual if I move my f-pawn. Wait, does this work? Takes, bishop e1, king f1, d2. No, this surely doesn't work. Because I can just blockade along the dark squares. There's no way he can save this. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to save the game, but I don't see it. Okay. These pawns aren't queening without the help of the king, so I'm pretty safe. I was kind of worried that he may have been able to get away with picking up my pawns, but not really. I'm just in time. Yeah, I'm within the square of all the pawns now, and I have bishop f4 to defend the queening square. If he plays c6, king takes, beats b7, nothing works. I just win. Okay. Whew. Okay. Let's just blockade the pawns completely. Und jetzt. I want to play it safe. I want to put the bishop on this diagonal to make sure nothing bad can happen. Okay. And then I want to take and push my passed pawn. Okay, now it should be simple. I don't think there's any more counterplay now, because I just pick up both pawns. He isn't in time. I mean, he can try to win this pawn, but he needs the king support, and it's over. Okay, let's say good game. Good game. Whew. He should have gone for a draw. I mean, whoa. Okay, let's analyze. This was a tough game. Okay. First of all, I want to show you. Let me just see if you guys can see the book if I turn it on. Okay, you can see it. So after bishop f5, knight c3, e6, the best move is knight h4. And there's a reason for that. You just win the bishop. I always play bishop g6 here, and you get this position where black at least loses the bishop pair. After h6, my bishop is safe. Although this has been played before. Okay, b3, bishop d6, bishop b2, castles. h3 has been played before, knight e4. Okay, now let's turn on the engine. Equal. a4 is the best move. That's very surprising. Queen e7 is fine. Okay, my idea was either knight df6 or queen h4. And I was gonna recapture with the pawn. But he just trades off the bishop, and that's why I didn't play it. I was afraid of bishop a3. Okay, knight g5. Wow, did that work? Ah, e5 is the idea. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, I'm always slightly better. Can you guys see the engine evaluation? Yes. Okay, so takes... Ah, I should have taken with the pawn straight away. But I wanted to get rid of the other knight. And I was gonna go c5 here. Just equal. Okay. Knight e4. Queen. Knight takes d2. Why would I play knight takes d2? Ah, because I have queen g5. Knight d2, queen d2, queen g5. How does he defend? He doesn't. Okay. That's interesting. If king h1... Okay, he just doesn't defend. Okay, so I played bishop b8, which is fine. Still queen g5. Queen c7 is okay. Knight f1. c5 is bad. But what's my active plan if I don't play c5? The engine line is bishop g6, bishop c3, queen e7, b4, f5. Okay. Okay, rook d3 equal. Yeah, he just gave up a pawn. Minus 1.2. f6 is correct. f4, bishop c7. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't see that my a7 pawn is hanging. So bishop c7 just sets up. Oof. Ah, look at this. I guess it sets up bishop a5. Oof. Okay. Queen c6. I had e5. I didn't see e5. Why didn't I see e5? And still bishop c7. I didn't see that my a7 pawn was hanging. Takes. Bishop e4. Takes. Takes. e5 was correct, but I was afraid of f5. e5, f5, and now my bishop is completely dead. Although it isn't really dead, I move my queen and play e4. Idiot. Okay, I played f5, which is a draw, and I think he just should have accepted the draw, so queen e1, king h2, queen g3, queen e1, and so on. And now he's losing. Wait, I had d2? Whoa, what? Oh. I did not see this, although I still don't understand it. Okay, I just pick up the pawn on g2. I didn't see that. I didn't even consider it. Yeah, the bishop endgame has to be busted because I'm just up a piece. Now let's see if I'd made any mistakes. Bishop a5, almost equal, or equal. And he should have gone d5. Wow. Okay. I just assumed that this was completely winning. So this is winning. And yeah, there's no more counterplay. But let's go back to the position after bishop a5. And bishop d8. d5. I take it. He takes with the king. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I may even lose this. So I have to make a queen of my own, and pretty quickly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see d5. Still, I'm very happy with the win. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.